If the 49ers enter this season accepting a lukewarm defense, dangerous dependence on a rookie, and assets sitting idle, they are gambling with a window that demands courage. But Santa Clara has started answering with violence, versatility, and a battle that could reshape this roster. Faithful, lock in! Today we are measuring who truly raised the level, confronting an uncomfortable warning on offense, and examining a trade possibility that gained momentum after only 26 snaps. No protecting comfortable narratives. A contender has to turn talent into an edge. Subscribe to 49ers Express, because our expectations match this team's ambition. Brock Purdy does not hand out praise like this just to be polite during training camp. When the quarterback says Osa Odighizuwa nearly sacks him on every play, that message cuts through the offensive line and lands across the NFC. The hole in the middle of this defense may finally have an owner. San Francisco finished last season with only 20 sacks, fewest in the league, and ranked 29th in pass rush win rate. That betrays this franchise's identity. Nick Bosa can wreck protection off the edge, but clean room to climb the pocket dulls that pressure. Osa changes the geometry. He collapses the interior, removes escape lanes, and forces an offense to choose where it bleeds. His Dallas numbers explain Purdy's conviction. Odighizuwa recorded 44 tackles and 3.5 sacks last season, but the hidden production hits harder. 52 pressures, 6th among defensive tackles, and 20 quarterback hits, 2nd at the position, according to Pro Football Focus. He ranked 9th in pass rush win rate and 8th in run-stop win rate among interior defenders. This is no third-down specialist. He hunts quarterbacks without surrendering the run. I will defend the front office's aggression. The 49ers sent Dallas a 2026 third-round pick for a 27-year-old who signed a 4-year, $80 million contract last year. Calling that expensive without context is lazy analysis. A future third-rounder offers hope. Osa offers impact while this window is open. If he carries his practice chaos into games, the price will look small. The payoff will not live only in Odighizuwa's sack total. You will see it when Bosa gets a one-on-one, when the ball comes out before a route develops, and when the secondary no longer has to cover forever. The 49ers did not need another decorative name, they needed force at their weakest point. A few weeks of camp do not deliver a trophy, but this investment already has teeth. There is a psychological effect too. The offense faces real discomfort every day. Purdy feels the pocket close, the line learns to answer, and nobody gets through August believing partial intensity will be enough. Pressure up front solves half the equation. The rest depends on a fearless secondary, and Raheem Morris knows where to push. Jair Brown called this his most enjoyable camp because the system frees instinctive players to read the quarterback and react. The result is aggressive. Less hesitation, more fights for the ball, more responsibility. Upton Stout could erupt inside that freedom. NFL Media's Kevin Patra listed the second-year corner as a potential first-time Pro Bowler. It is a projection. August does not award February honors. But the logic is real. Stout struggled early as a rookie, settled down late, and now gets a role built to amplify his strengths. Morris named him the starting star, the hybrid nickel, and said Stout could play linebacker, safety, or corner. That movement is not whiteboard decoration. It lets San Francisco disguise pressure, exchange assignments after the snap, and answer formations without changing personnel. Stout can play man or close space in zone. His quickness and hands attack run blocks. On blitzes, he arrives from angles the protection may have missed. But faithful, this is the part nobody should ignore. Morris said Stout stays angry every day and praised his football mentality. That edge matters because the star role punishes any defender who waits for the play to explain itself. Stout has to recognize, decide, and attack almost in one motion. Athletic talent opens the door. Competitiveness keeps him there when an offense tests him repeatedly. Stout's potential leap means more than a nice year two story. San Francisco did not hire Morris to preserve a defense that lost its ferocity. He can turn versatile pieces into conflict. If Osa collapses the pocket while Stout threatens from the slot, the quarterback has two problems before releasing the ball. One late read becomes a hit. One shifted protection frees Bosa. Now comes the standard that separates excitement from results. Stout must prove this versatility against starters, motion, play action, and quarterbacks who manipulate coverage with their eyes. The Pro Bowl is the ceiling of the projection, not a guaranteed starting point. Still, there is a legitimate reason to buy into it. Morris is not squeezing Stout into a box. He is giving him the most unpredictable space in the system. When coach, role, and personality all point the same way, A leap stops feeling imaginary and becomes a believable threat. Brown's enjoyment reinforces that read. An entire secondary playing on instinct should communicate faster and attack with confidence. Mistakes will still happen because freedom without discipline creates openings. Morris has to preserve the aggression without losing the connection between zones. That defensive energy would feel comfortable without a troubling offensive question. De'Zhaun Stribling has dominated practice, caught 7 passes in his preseason debut, and entered Offensive Rookie of the Year betting markets. The kid earned the noise. Then TJ Houshmandzadeh cut through it. If Stribling reaches 1,000 yards, maybe the 49ers' plan collapsed around him. That sounds like criticism. It is not. It challenges a contender depending on someone without an official NFL snap. Stribling never reached 1,000 yards in college. Asking for it immediately in a Super Bowl offense turns development into rescue duty. Mike Evans left the Chargers' joint practice early with soreness and iced his ankle. The issue is not considered serious, so discomfort should not become disaster. Still, the veteran needs management while George Kittle recovers. If those pillars are not whole, Stribling's role could grow too quickly. I reject the claim that 1,000 rookie yards automatically prove everything else failed. He could be extraordinary because he is ready, Purdy trusts him, and Kyle Shanahan finds favorable matchups. Danger begins when absence, decline, or missing alternatives drive those numbers. Production by merit strengthens the roster. Production by emergency exposes weakness. So here is our red alert for the community. Tell me in the comments whether 1,000 yards would mean a rookie explosion or a roster warning. Celebrate every catch, but demand a structure that does not force Stribling to save the offense. The best version has him torching defenses beside healthy veterans, not carrying January alone. His talent can be an explosive bonus. Turning him into the survival plan would be reckless. That distinction changes the debate. Demanding depth does not diminish Stribling. Protecting his growth lets Shanahan choose when to unleash him instead of dumping the full burden on him once defenses know where to attack. The previous debate warned against depending on a rookie too soon. This story mirrors it perfectly. What is proven experience worth when another young player looks ready for more responsibility? Kurtis Rourke completed 12 of 14 passes for 101 yards in the 19-13 loss to Tennessee. Working with 49ers backups against several Titans starters after a rookie year spent recovering from a torn ACL, he ran the offense calmly. Clay Kubiak praised his huddle command, emotional control, and clean operation. George Kittle called him fantastic, fluid, and composed. It was a strong debut. It was also only 26 preseason snaps. That space between impression and proof is where the Mac Jones possibility appeared. Eric Branch of the San Francisco Chronicle believes Rourke's performance could make the 49ers more willing to trade Jones before the November 10th deadline. That is Branch's assessment, not a report that John Lynch is currently shopping the quarterback. The discussion predates this week. San Francisco reportedly listened during the offseason while asking at least a second-round pick. Nobody paid it. Kyle Shanahan was surprised by the lack of interest after round 1 of the draft. Jones has real value. He started 9 games while Purdy was out last season and ranks 2nd in NFL completion percentage. His $3.13 million 2026 cap charge is low for a backup who knows this complex offense. So no, the 49ers should not dump Jones after one brilliant Rourke night. That confuses discovery with security. Rourke went 2 years without playing, has torn his right ACL twice, and hurt his ribs against Tennessee, though Kubiak indicated it was not serious. He may become the next backup. Today he remains under evaluation. The equation could change during the season. Jones is entering the final year of his contract. If another team loses its starter and becomes desperate, experience, affordability, and availability gain value overnight. San Francisco would no longer be negotiating for convenience, it would be negotiating with leverage. Rourke does not have to prove tomorrow that he is better than Jones. Over his next opportunities, he has to show he can operate the system without putting an entire season at risk. My aggressive position is simple. Keep all 3 quarterbacks while the market is cold. Protect Purdy, test Rourke, and make any interested team pay for the stability Jones provides. If a pick arrives that can truly improve the roster and Rourke sustains his level, Lynch can strike. Otherwise, quarterback depth is worth more than a trade made just to look bold. The Chargers game brings the next sample, not the verdict. Every correct Rourke read increases the front office's flexibility. Every mistake reminds us how far preseason sits from a playoff race. His emergence opened a door. The 49ers should control when they walk through it, what they receive, and the conditions required. Today's message is simple. Talent protects a championship window only when it becomes structure. Osa can restore violence to the middle. Stout can give Raheem Morris unpredictability. Stribling needs room to explode without being abandoned as the savior. And Rourke should create options without pushing Mac Jones into a cheap sale. Faithful, let me know where you stand. What is the most urgent next step? Establishing this new defense, strengthening Purdy's weapons, or waiting for the market to raise Jones's value? Take your position in the comments, hit like, and subscribe to 49ers Express. The faithful demands more because we understand the size of this opportunity.